start with Kim laughing in case you guys didn't know. So anyway, welcome to Grease and Grace.
Not you listeners, but like we have people in the room.
There's a lot of people in this room right now. Let's just go that direction. Kim, you want to kind of introduce who we have here? I'm gonna get our levels kind of figured out here.
Okay, so I can't hear myself at all.
You're all right. Okay.
Jordan's just muting me right now before we even get
100%.
going.
Yeah,
That's okay. So. You guys, we are super excited. We have Rex and Sean from the Bremen Theater, our local theater. They have just bought it, how long ago?
February 14th.
Oh, Valentine's Day. That's a beautiful little love story right there.
Yeah, it kind of is.
So nice for you.
They just bought the Bremen Theater, and they're doing some phenomenal things. Like, I love seeing life from downtown happening. Yeah. And so, like, when Jordan and I just had started kind of like, we want to have some guests. I told Jordan, I was like, dude, we got to have Rex and Sean on. So things have happened. They're in the room with us. We're so excited.
Yeah, so we'll get into kind of you guys, or whatever. This is really weird because I have to look left and right. Normally,
I know.
We're not forward.
Like, I don't know what.
Kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, who do I look at right now? We'll get into you guys in a second, but as you know, you're listening to Grease and Grace, a little bit different this week. So we take on a new topic every week. We dive into the greasy and graceful aspects of this life we live. Sometimes it's current events. Sometimes it's pop culture. Sometimes we talk about the ocean, which is kind of crazy.
If you guys want to talk about the ocean, that's cool.
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk about the desert.
Whatever. Yeah. They're like, theaters? How about we talk about the sea? But yeah, we give a little bit of a greasy side of things, which is things that kind of frustrate us, drive us crazy. And then we talk about the graceful side of things, like kind of the good parts of what's going on in the topic that we discuss. But before we do anything, we always have like some random questions. So we're going to get you guys warmed up with a random question.
This is going to be within like the topic today.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
Like, why not? Okay, so as I was driving down though, I was like, do I want to do 3 or 5? Because the question is going to be, what's your top 5 movie?
Oh gosh.
Top 5 movies. Top 5.
Is that the question? Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
All right.
But then I was like, ooh, 5 is hard. Like, I've got my solid top 3, but then I'm like, oh, but then there's this movie and there's this movie, and like, so do you guys have a top 5?
Can we go 3? That's a lot.
Fine, Jordan.
We'll do 3. I don't think I could even come up with 5.
Depends on the weather, honestly, too. Depends day to day.
Am I sad? Am I happy? Like, what are we doing?
Go to. Okay, then fine. I'll start, Jordan.
All right, fine.
Okay, so my top 3, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original.
Shut your mouth.
I'm dead serious.
All right.
I have like a picture of a record, and like the record is the
Willy Wonka.
Come with me and you'll be.
That's fair.
Pure Imagination. That's the name of it.
Yeah.
I love Willy Wonka, and that song will be forever stuck in my head. Number 2, Mrs. Doubtfire, because it is a phenomenal.
I didn't see that one
movie.
coming.
Yeah, that's high up there, but that's a great movie. Yeah.
Peak 90s, peak rock.
Yes, indeed.
It is. And then my girly, this is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a classic. And they redid it, which is way too
Well,
bad.
they did it as a show. It wasn't as good. Did you know that it's based off of a Shakespeare play? Sorry, guys. I'm eating my lunch
Which
snack.
is not uncommon for us to just be throwing down anything. We didn't even offer you guys water. You had to bring your own from like.
It's all good. Yeah, I come prepared.
We're not professional here.
All right, Rex, we'll go with you.
Oh gosh, I can safely say I know my top 1. That like if it was a movie I could watch over and over forever. If I was on a desert island, I'd never get sick of it. And
you're on desert island.
Castaway.
Do you have?
Do I have
desert
the
island? Do
but
you
if I have
TV and do you have like?
I have a generator and a TV and everything I need to watch my movie, or a phone with good connection. Terminator 2, Judgment Day is probably my number 1 all-time favorite movie.
Terminator 2.
Wow, we're living it right now.
We kind of are. It becomes more and more relevant each day. It's I think a. And I don't want to steal Sean's thunder here because I know that's high on his list as well.
Is it really?
But it is, I think it is a perfectly paced movie. I think it is a expertly written movie. I think it is a fantastically directed movie.
Okay.
When I first saw it growing up, and I saw it, despite it being a rated R sci-fi horror movie kind of, I watched it at like probably 6 or 7. I was
you have great parents.
pretty much allowed to watch whatever I wanted within reason that wasn't South Park. So, I watched Terminator 2 crazy young, like I said, 6 or 7 probably.
What about your other 2? What are the other 2?
Gosh,
It's a hard one.
It really is a hard question to answer.
Or should we flip it over to Sean and let you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, if Sean's got one to lead off with, that's not that. I don't know, but
What do you got, Sean?
Well, I was definitely going to use Terminator 2 because, like Rex said, it's a perfect summer blockbuster. James Cameron, it's hard to miss.
I love Sean's voice. Like,
Well, thank you.
It's like butter.
He's turning it on right
it's
now.
really smooth. Not that yours isn't, Rex, but
It's
like
all good.
you just jumped in and everybody was like, "Ooh, hello."
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I would say in terms of pure spectacle, Forrest Gump.
Okay.
It is,
Okay.
It spans multiple presidencies. It's got Tom Hanks.
It has a lot of like historical events.
give you
to
that.
It does. And, the soundtrack is basically perfect. You're touching everything from Elvis to all the, the Vietnam era CCR and stuff like that. It's a really great movie. And then, I watch a lot of other stuff, kind of like more challenging and highbrow type stuff that
Like what?
like one I'm going to throw out right now. It's, again, my top three, it changes a lot, except for, Terminator 2 and Forrest Gump.
You get one more.
Yeah. Right now, I would probably say pretty safely, it's a movie called Thief from 1981.
Whoa.
Ooh.
It's directed by Michael Mann, who did things like Heat and Collateral with
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. But it's got James Caan and who's Buddy the Elfstad, of course.
Yeah.
As we all know.
Yeah.
As anybody
Yeah, yeah,
knows
yeah.
at this point.
We're all aware.
And this is the movie that got him on the naughty list.
Yeah.
And he's like a jewel thief.
Yeah.
And it's just, for 1981, it's so far ahead of its time.
That's crazy.
And, there's these awesome sequences where they're breaking into safes, and it's just really well done. And
I want the record to show that Sean's wearing a Blockbuster shirt.
He is.
I am.
So,
He is.
yeah.
I used to work at
and that's
Blockbuster. I'm
fantastic.
totally here for it. And he went to the original Blockbuster. Not the original. It was the original.
the last.
The last one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
out in
Oh,
Bend,
yeah.
The
Oregon.
official last one. Yeah. There it is.
And I brought you some bunch of
I know.
cards, so you
That's
have to
That is
steal
the
them.
fantastic.
treat. Do you hear it, guys? ASMR. We're turning into ASMR here.
All right, Rex, you got two more.
Definitely can go with. It was my dad's favorite movie, so I kind of come by it honestly through that. It is The Warriors
Come
from
out
the
to
70s.
play? Yay.
Yes, that's right.
Ooh, I know that movie.
Yes, it's
fantastic.
a great 70s movie. I think it's based
I
on
remember.
actually.
You would know it if you saw it.
some
I think I
Greek
remember
tale.
seeing like the front of it. Some movies, I'm like, I remember where that was in Blockbuster.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
It's got a
okay,
pretty
yeah.
iconic front. It was my old man's favorite movie growing up, and like when you're a little kid, you ask questions like, "Dad, what's your favorite movie?" or
Yeah,
"What's
yeah,
your favorite
yeah.
color?" whatever. And that was one that stuck with me, and I remember watching it young, and I've kind of always enjoyed it ever since. I think it's based on some Greek mythology in some way. I don't know for sure on that one, but
Yeah.
I think it's a timeless movie. It's got that 70s New York really gritty feel
It does.
that I really appreciate. It's got some great memorable lines in it.
That
Great
Gangs in New
characters.
York tried to do, and then it just didn't work out. at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Honestly, that's a
yeah.
good call between those two. Honestly, but the crazy costumes are fun. So
What about number three?
gosh, number three?
It's a hard question.
It really is because I have a bunch like going through my mind right now, and I'm thinking about moments that I had with the movies and like the impact that they had in that way. So.
One on top of your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna give one. I'm gonna say Jurassic Park.
There we go. There we go. That's a solid answer.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah.
But it really, and I'm not talking all the remakes and stuff. I'm talking the OG,
OG.
the original
Yeah.
from the 90s, or the early 90s.
With the
like
Jeeps and
93.
everything. Yeah,
the Jeeps,
yeah.
Ford Explorers actually. And they had Jeeps too. But
Yep.
the Ford Explorers, I had the green Ford Explorer as a kid growing up, the toy. And it
Of
you
really
course.
stuck with me.
You did not have.
I had that and the Command Center, I have,
You
so.
did not have a Millennium Falcon.
He's got me beat. He's got me beat there on that. This is a rivalry goes back about
There's
20
some
years.
tension
Yes, there is.
happening.
And the Bremen Theater closed. It was a good run.
Yeah, that was it.
It was fun while it lasted.
But one of my first early movie memories is my mom taking me to see Jurassic Park because I remember it terrifying me so
You got
much.
Terminator 2. Your dad's like Terminator 2. Then you just immediately switch to like Jurassic Park, and your parents like, let's just ruin him while we can.
Pretty much, yeah. But hey, it turned me into a movie lover and now a theater owner and a appreciation for cinema in a crazy way. But
Oh my goodness.
yeah, seeing that with my mom because I remember it terrifying me, and I was like, "Mom, I want to get out. Like, I want to leave. Like, this
Yeah.
is scary. I know the T-Rex is here. I'm Rex. but it's just too much. And she was like, just stick it out. You're safe. You're fine. You'll be good.
Safe.
Like it's like she equated it to, it's like watching cartoons.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not real, so you can't pull off that stuff.
You're like, Mom, this doesn't look like a cartoon.
This isn't real. But yeah, some pretty convincing CGI from Steven Spielberg back in the day. But
man, you guys know your movies. I'm impressed.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're big on that.
Living
All right.
the gimmick, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw down. All right, number one. You guys are I'm gonna get kicked out of the room so fast. The top movie ever
Barbie.
is The Notebook.
Oh,
It's a great story. Like it's just
It is a good
fantastic.
story.
It is-
Ryan Gosling's great.
Ryan Gosling
Ryan
was an
Gosling is
all-time.
great in it.
Also
Like
a great actor.
it's fantastic. My wife walked down the aisle to the main theme, so just because it's piano, and, like she's a piano person.
I had a picture of the song.
No, I would play it. But
I've got
I'm
it.
not going
I've
to.
got it in my head.
Number 2 is For the Love of the Game. Which again, it's just a great story. Like it's from this guy that like is throwing a no-hitter, but like every inning it goes back and kind of walks through like his story and how he got here, and he's like a normal person and all this other stuff. So that's fantastic. And then number 3, man, Limitless.
Oh, I
Bradley
almost
Cooper?
thought about
Yeah,
I
it's a
really
fun
like
movie.
Limitless.
Love that movie.
That one for my top 5 and Shutter Island.
Ooh, Shutter Island was great.
loved Shutter, and it got a lot of crap.
Yeah, it did.
It got a lot
Undeservedly.
Of crap.
I watched
Yeah.
rewatched it recently. It holds up great.
Yeah,
Leo was fantastic
and
in
the
it.
twist.
Yes.
The twist was
Yes.
phenomenal. If you've not seen Shutter Island, don't knock it
Don't knock
just
it.
because everybody else has knocked it. But also, like, there's a crazy twist to it that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to spoil, even though it has come out 15 years ago. But that's okay.
Fantastic. All right, so
Coolio.
so we already said that you guys own the theater, so we're gonna move into our topic. We'll hit kind of you guys, how you got there, and then some of the twists that you guys are putting on the Bremen Theater while we kind of tackle the topic, because I think it's kind of interesting what you guys are doing in regards to not just like playing like current movies of the day. You're kind of throwing it back a little bit. But Kim, today's topic is
We're talking about movies, baby.
All right,
We're talking
movies.
about movies. I have loved that you guys PS just while he's like looking up, because what he does is he looks up the definition of like movie,
We got to get some
movie
sort
going.
of definition of
What is a
what
movie?
we're talking about.
Yeah.
Cinema. What is
Set
it?
the groundwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like as he's looking that up, my kids, I have taken to so many of the older movies, and they are like, "This is awesome!" My oldest son, Miles, he acts everything out. So if he's watching something, then he turns into whatever character it is. And so like we took him to see Indiana Jones, and then for like a week and a half straight, he was like Indiana Jones everywhere. But then like Harrison Ford is much older, and he was in like a show I think that I was watching, and he was like, "Is that Indiana Jones? He looks a lot different." And then I was like, "Yeah, it is him now." So yeah, it's been really fun to like take the boys. They went and saw TMNT, so they've been playing some really cool
All right.
oldies.
So we'll go film. We're obviously talking about theaters
Yes.
for sure, but I don't want to give any history of this. So a film is also known as a movie or a motion picture. It's a visual art, which I think is interesting because some people look at like movies and they're like, it's not art. It's just like,
crazy
passiveness.
perspective, I
Yeah,
think.
I don't get that. It stimulates experiences and otherwise communicates ideas, stories, perceptions, emotions, or atmosphere through the use of moving images that are generally, since the 1930s, synchronized with sound and less commonly other sensory stimulations. Which, like, so for example, if you're at Disney or whatever,
Yeah,
and they
the
spray
shaking chairs in the
water,
mist.
yeah, some of those things. So that's our kind of like general working definition. You guys have taken a little bit of a spin in regards to Bremen Theater, and you're like, we're not just going to show movies like public, like the ones that are out now. What's the reason for kind of like backtracking? And so far, I think you played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one, which was so good. You've done what else?
E.T. We did Raiders of the Lost Ark. We did From Dusk Till
I
Dawn.
was going to say, don't forget that one.
That was
Yeah.
it. That was an interesting one because you kind of pulled the R card on that. You know,
Yeah, we
like,
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Pushed
in Bremen
boundaries a
people
little
are
bit.
like.
It's a rated R movie.
And From Dusk Till Dawn's a little rough, you know. So
It's-
like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's-
We had 2 more guests for that than we had for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Seriously,
Really?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Yeah, I would
Kinda
say
shocking.
that with
That was a full theater too for Raiders.
I would
decent.
say with Raiders, the problem that I think we may have had with that is it was our 3rd week open.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people still didn't know that we were open.
Yeah.
Because we were battling issues with information on Google and things like that. But ultimately we were new, and
People are still kind of like, oh, for real?
Yeah,
Like,
the
are you really doing that?
and the word really wasn't out yet.
So what's the deal? Like, so why go back? Like, why? and then we'll spin the greasy and Gracie side. Hello. Like, what's the reason for wanting to go back and not just like playing the current? And then my other question, I guess, is like, do you get more people for the past or do you get more people for the present?
That's an awesome question. So we do write down everything that we do in terms of how many people came in, the year the movie came out, if it's a new release, old release, etc. So when you are a theater like us and you're showing first run, so Superman that you came in for,
Yeah. I was there for that.
he was there.
5 out of 10.
Oh.
Big flop. But hey, I'm supporting local business, so
Oh my
leave me alone.
gosh.
I thought it was great. But yeah,
Really?
yeah,
I thought it
did.
was
The
better
new
than-
one?
Oh, we're not going down that road. Keep going,
so
keep going. We're
Josh
gonna.
went down this whole thing, and he was like, "You need to understand
Don't
a lot
do
of the
it.
backstory before you watch this new one."
Dean Cain in Smallville forever in my heart. Anyway.
Yeah, Lois and Clark. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah.
So the way it works with studios is when you get something new like Superman, you have to have it for a minimum of 2 weeks.
Okay.
3 weeks if you're still grossing well after 2. And
Is that like forced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, wow.
you're basically signing a contract.
Yeah.
With
Okay,
the
Well,
studio.
the third week isn't forced. It's heavily encouraged, and you don't want to upset anybody, especially with us being new. But at the same time, in order for us to keep things moving and keep things fresh, it is nice to get something old because you only have to show up for a week.
Oh, I see.
If you want.
So you don't
nice.
have like that long contract.
Yeah,
That's
Nice.
by.
yeah, and a lot of that stuff too. I won't go into all the billing and how all that works,
Right.
but you get a better split with the studio if you charge admission for those.
Okay.
Because a new movie, like you're giving 65% of your ticket gross back to the studio.
Oh, gross.
Usually,
Seriously?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
that's a grease.
Ew.
That's a
Yeah,
grease.
mostly goes
right
to them.
there.
Yeah.
We'll start with that. Like, hey,
Ew.
studio just
What the
ruins
heck?
you. Wow.
Yeah. And on older stuff, it's like 35%.
Yeah.
And of all the older stuff we've done, we've only charged for 2 of them.
They're still taking
Yeah.
a cut.
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's only 35% on the old stuff.
Typically,
They're
it can
like, "Hey,
vary
we're just
studio
happy to be
studio,
here,
but
dog."
Yeah, like where's that money go? Like, what's the person like all these dead people are still collecting checks? Like, we played a movie from 1980 and nobody's getting paid for this.
Yeah. Somebody's getting paid.
Yeah, right?
Somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But, ultimately for us, it's nice to have something, because you look in the past and things were just different.
Yeah.
You watch an old movie and it's like, wow.
Oh, love it.
There's an appreciation for the physical sets or the puppets and all the stuff.
Yeah.
That there's actually something in front of the camera. It's just not someone staring at a tennis ball and they're trying to, act.
And where you were at nostalgia wise, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like I was 10, like you just said it with Jurassic Park, or whatever. Like, I remember my mom taking me. This is distinctly like, yeah.
We're trying to exactly that. We're trying to create an experience
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you go to the movie, and not just we drove to Mishawaka and we paid $15 a ticket, and then we spent $50 across 2 people for snacks. And it's this whole big thing. That's why our prices are as low as they are.
You're one of the few people I know that's doing it, like nostalgia movies.
Yeah,
like,
it's
especially
not
in the area.
In the area at all, it's not a common thing.
yeah,
so.
yeah. But
Nostalgia is like a fad, though. Like it's not a fad, but I feel like
Either
just
you
in
love
the
it or you hate it.
Well, so like I'm not like turning it on to me, but like in the food world right now, nostalgia is humongous, and it's not nostalgia for like 50s and 60s anymore. Like it's nostalgia for 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it's moved on.
Yeah, so like all of like Gen Z are hearing any of us who grew up in the 80s and 90s and we're like, oh, it was amazing, it was the best time.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why was it the best time? And so now they're starting to like be able to experience some of the reasons why we had such a good time in the 80s and 90s, just being kids, like not having any kind of like responsibility or like not really having anybody looking after us. Like,
so the second part of that question, do you get more for nostalgia or do you get more for like current?
I'd say it's been pretty close, honestly, because it just depends on the movie. Like, we had a great turnout for Lilo and Stitch, was a huge movie, but then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
We
pretty
had,
close to the same number, honestly.
Well, I mean, when you look at Lilo and Stitch, we had it for 2 weeks and had like just over 400 people. We had 280 people in 3 days for Ninja Turtles.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was a lot
How much
more.
does
you
the
get that
theater
way.
hold? What's the theater hold?
156.
150.
156, yeah.
Have you ever turned away a person yet or no?
Not yet.
Yeah, it got
So-
pretty packed during the first showing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where people were kind of searching for seats.
Yeah.
But I think it's the nature of we don't have assigned seating. It's
Sure.
like it was in the '90s. You buy a ticket, you find your seat.
Show
Yeah.
up,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, right.
I tell the girls that all the time. I'm like, we have to go early, and they're like, it's Bremen, and I'm like, stop it. Like,
Yeah, we
I
hope to
still
be that
go
big.
early. Yeah, I still go early because I'm like, we got to get
yeah.
our seats. Like,
Yeah.
because there's like a perfect spot. Where do you sit in the theater?
It's kind of changed a little bit, but I mean, we have the seats that we first sat in when just came as guests, and
Yeah.
we kind of keep that in mind. But at this point, I'm kind of like midway point, near a speaker. It's kind of like we go to concerts a lot, or at least we did growing up, and you find
wait,
that.
did you guys grow up together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been friends since
that's
like ninth
beautiful.
grade.
Where's home? Where's hometown?
Elkhart.
Elkhart. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not too far.
But if you go to a concert, it's kind of the same thing. You find the middle ground because the audio is programmed from the guy sitting in the
Right in
middle
the
of the
middle.
room.
Yep.
So we actually
I
just
always
had a
find the middle.
projector service, and they test the audio from
Yeah.
the middle of the room. So I
What do
shoot
they call
for
it?
that.
Tuning a room? Is
Yeah,
it?
I
Tuning
think
a
so,
room.
something like that. So if I'm trying to get my best experience, it's kind of where I'm shooting for. Granted, when I was a little kid, I was sprinting to the front to be very front row, craning my neck up as high as possible.
I want to see the
enjoy it.
T-Rex as big as I possibly
Yeah,
can.
that was it. It's funny how, and I've seen Sean's kids and her friends do the same thing. Like they run to the front to watch
Yeah.
it there, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
You're not getting a good experience.
So with movies and film, like we're probably gonna move into probably like the theater because you guys
Yeah.
own like the
Yeah.
theater, right? But like, give us some of the greasy things of the theater that just drive you absolutely crazy.
Not necessarily yours. You don't have like they're like, so Bill, I saw you yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw you last week. Take your shoes off. Who's taking your shoes off? I'm like,
If you could not mention people in Bremen, that'd be fantastic. But like what are some things that just drive you guys crazy? Whether that's being theater owners or whether that's just being like people who attend theaters.
I mean, being an owner, yeah, I don't like giving money to the studio, and I don't like the studio's attitude towards it, because I seen him one time talking about movie budgets, how they've gotten so big, and they were like, well, woe is us, we have to pay the theaters. And I'm like, excuse me, you don't pay us, we collect the money and pay you guys.
No, they never pay you, huh?
No, they don't pay us a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We send them a percentage of what we take. So I don't like the studio's attitude towards theaters, and especially as a small guy, that like, don't cast us off, because you need us to move your product to the people that
Sure.
you hope to sell it to. So I hope that we can forge good relationships with studios in the future, and maybe change some of that. Be
Yeah.
the change you want to see in the world, I guess, kind of thing.
I love the optimism. As if that's gonna happen.
I'm a
Like,
relentlessly optimistic
No!
person at times. So
some studio is listening to this because their kid listens to it. You know, and
laughing
they're
and
like,
chomping on a cigar.
"Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care what this guy says, but so yeah, I obviously would wish that was kind of a different aspect of it.
I would love to be able to show a new movie every single week.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Oh,
I
you
could
don't want
think
to do
of.
it twice. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, let's just do it one weekend and let's
Because
just get out of here.
at a minimum, you're going to see like a 40 to 60% fall off the second week.
yeah.
Right.
And the questions that I answer more than anything else is, are you playing the new Jurassic Park? Are you playing this? Are you playing that? And it's,
Yeah.
I can't show it all. I want
Yeah.
to show it all.
Right.
And when I look at the list of movies for the year, before we got into it, I was like, oh man, what a great time to be a potential theater owner.
Yeah.
Because we can do this one this week and this one this week and this one. But no, it's, okay, well, if I wanted Superman when it debuted and I wanted Fantastic Four when it debuted, well, then I'm not going to run Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's
We're
a
gonna-
bummer.
we're gonna
Yeah.
do- so you have to choose.
Yeah.
And, where it really gets dicey is you go back a couple of years and Barbie and Oppenheimer came out on the same day. It was
Yeah.
a big
Exact same
deal.
day. Yeah, that
Big
was a
deal.
huge thing.
I
yeah.
definitely
And-
chose Barbie.
Yeah, well, I
Just
watched
kidding,
it.
I did not. I've never seen it.
I watched both, and they were both great. I didn't
Yeah.
watch them in the same day because that's,
It was like Oppenheimer was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already an investment to go to the movies, especially if you have a drive in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You're there for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, a half an
Yeah.
hour. It's an all day affair.
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes.
It's a 9 to
but,
5 job.
Sounds familiar.
yeah. But ultimately, it's like I think that's the nastiest thing about all of it is you got a studio that's telling you 2 weeks minimum, and so you have to choose.
Yeah.
And
What
if-
happens if you didn't? What if you were like, no, like I'm only gonna play it 1 week? Like, do you get fined? Like, is like Jordan wearing his sneakers in like the '90s when they're like,
Right.
you can't do that. You're like, all right, here's $5,000, whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I
Well,
want.
ultimately, at the end of the day, if we show Freaky Friday this weekend, and then next weekend, our projector bulb burnt out, and
Right,
you're
right.
not showing it,
yeah.
then it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if we were to say, "Oh, our projector ball burnt out," but we're showing this other movie.
Yeah, they catch wind of it. It'll be
Yeah,
bad news for us.
They'd shut you down.
I don't think they could shut us down.
yeah,
But they could refuse to give us movies in the future.
You want to create like a relationship with
Yeah.
these people that's going to last for a while.
Yeah, because sometimes movies will play at 4,000 screens nationwide, or they'll play at 2,000 screens nationwide, and you want to be part of the ones that get allowed to show certain movies.
Right.
So you tarnish a relationship with Disney by not showing a movie week 2, and they find out, then maybe you're not in the scope of reality for the next release coming out for them.
Would they find out though? I mean, this is Bremen. Like,
You kind of hope that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And there's, we do recognize
that
the size
guy.
that we are, but
we try to punch above our weight for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's other things too that, at the end of the day, I make, and I'm sure you probably saw, I make, and maybe you too, before the Turtles. I don't know if you got there in time for that one, but I do like a little montage
Oh, I love
yeah.
it.
before the movie
I
starts.
love the montage.
It's long. It's really long.
I
but
love
I like
it.
It's different.
Okay.
It's different
Did
almost
you-
every
did you shorten
release.
it down?
It just depends on,
I can't remember when we saw Superman.
You
I
make
was
it
like,
every
this
different
is-
time.
This is long.
Oh.
Well, there's a lot to talk about in the 2000s.
There is,
Yeah.
and I gave
Yeah.
you credit because you made that whole thing. Mm-hmm. How long did that take to make?
Some of them take a long time.
I love that. A long time. It's like it was a 2 hour. It was a 2-day endeavor. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I mean, it just getting all the movie clips that I
Yeah.
want to put into it. Like that's the hardest part. Because
Yeah.
like I use a program to take things off YouTube, and it's like, okay, you get capped at 10 downloads
Sure,
a day.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, all right, I got to choose.
Yeah.
And that it's one of the benefits of having 2 weeks for a release. I have time to
Yeah.
cultivate something, but
so you don't have to play previews.
you don't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I mean, we do. I like to
I
show.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I showed movie trailers for stuff that we're going to show. Another greasy thing that the studio does, and I was so agitated.
I love this. This is where
Behind
this
the
is where
scenes,
we get
baby.
fined. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
So, I like to choose the trailers for the movies that we're going to show.
Okay.
And I've got a bumper that says, here's your previews for coming attractions. Once all that stuff is done, then I have a bumper that says, now it's time for your feature presentation. So,
Yeah.
it's like, all right,
Yeah.
button seat time. We're about to go.
Yeah. Lights come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our
and,
final
and we do
done.
that
Yep.
up front. We
Yeah.
we turn the knob, flip the switch.
Does that feel good as an owner? Like you finally get to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, it does. But with Fantastic Four, what Disney did is they forced the trailer for the new Avatar in front of the movie, so you couldn't separate them.
Yeah.
So now everybody thinks it's going to be showing in Bremen.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing: is I would love to show Avatar because
Yeah.
they're cool movies,
Yeah.
and they bring people in. But the greasiest thing that Disney's doing is demanding 4-week minimum.
Oh man.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I love your anger. Like you're such a calm, like straight demeanor person, but that was like you got really mad.
Yeah, and it's 2 weeks is plenty
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
market.
That's a month out of your season.
Yeah, with
we get nobody week 3 and 4.
No
I mean,
way,
Maybe
no
we get
way.
a few, but I mean,
And it comes
it
out-
is a business and it does cost money to be open. It's
Yeah.
it comes out December 19th. So you want 4 weeks from that? That's over Christmas. It's over New Year's. It's cold. Like people aren't,
Yeah.
real. If you didn't see it the first 2 weeks, are you really going to see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to do like a bunch of holiday movies. Elf
That's
and Christmas
bold.
Vacation.
Love that.
and-
4
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Man.
Christmas Vacation on the big screen. That's something that
I love Christmas
would definitely
Vacation.
punch in because like it's something that you've never. I mean, think about how many people have actually seen that on the big screen.
Not many.
Probably.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
why we want to offer that kind of stuff. Is
Yeah.
that you get a chance to see something you've never seen before on the big screen.
So you're not playing Avatar.
We think we're still discussing if we
I like
can
how they
get it
look
for
at each
2
other
weeks.
like-
I think we've talked about it. Like we'd love to show it because we like the first 2 movies, even though they're honestly a little forgettable, but
Yeah.
they're fun. I'm big on experiencing a movie while you're in the moment for it.
Yeah.
If I'm not thinking about it in 4 years, that's fine. I don't
Yeah.
need to think about it for the rest of my life. But
Sounds like a projector ball might break.
so we'd love to find a way to show it for a couple weeks and give that, but we'd also recognize that it's Christmas season and we'd love to be showing a lot of Christmas movies at that
Yeah.
time too. So We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Especially when you can go like 4 weeks, because you could package it up as a Christmas deal. Like, hey, like here's 4 weeks of Christmas, and here's each week we have a different movie.
And what's nice too is with the older stuff, you can choose to do free admission.
Oh, okay.
It costs something different than if you were to have an admission show. But that's why, and you guys, I'm sure you've seen, like when businesses step up and they want to sponsor a movie, like Wood and Peel did Ninja Turtles, so it was free.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple different businesses inquire about Christmas movies, and they want to sponsor it. So ultimately, I would really like a whole month of Christmas movies, free admission all weekend long, each week, because ultimately, if you've got kids, you don't want to...
They're home, and you need to do something.
Yeah,
with
do
it.
something, and if that's something cost effective, that's
and
great
if
option,
you're
I think.
worried about, a lot of folks in the area have seasonal jobs that shut down, the RV factories, and a lot of the factories that support RV, they shut down, and so there's not income coming in. So
So then everybody wants to know, how do you make your money then?
Snacks.
I mean, concessions is
Bunch of crunch.
That is the way.
By
That is
Nestle. It's
definitely the way.
delicious.
yeah. So, ultimately it's you come in, you buy a snack, and that's ultimately what keeps the doors open.
Yeah.
Really? That
Yeah.
keeps your doors... You get that much money from concessions that keeps your doors open?
I mean, we pride ourselves on what we feel like are perfectly reasonable prices
They
for our
are.
concessions.
They are. Oh, they are fantastic. Because I
I
can give
can
you a $5
get so much
bill.
in $20.
Yeah.
and
And
you
it
can't
is,
do that anywhere else.
it's not going to go as far as it will at a grocery store,
Right.
but it will go a lot further than what it will at Cinemark or Movies 16 off of the bypass. So,
Yeah.
You go there, I mean, you're talking like $25 in snacks easy.
Yeah.
And you're at popcorn.
$25?
You're at popcorn, and I'm talking if you're going solo. Like, if you take your family.
Oh, I was like,
Get it.
who's
We
shopping for a
had-
family of four?
We had a group come in week 2 of Fantastic Four, 11 people. They paid all at once. They bought 11 tickets, 5 large popcorns,
Wow.
9 medium drinks. I don't remember if there was any candy involved. Do you?
I think it was just that. Yeah,
It was
drinks
like
and popcorn.
$133.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, that was our
11 people.
That was our largest one, single
One sale
sale
we've ever had, yeah.
That's like $12.09
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm like,
Which is a
that's
great night out, right? Like, that's a night out in the 90s.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
easy.
that's
Yeah, it is.
pretty
Yeah.
good bargain. I
For
feel like,
11
honestly.
people, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's awesome. Hey, good on them.
What else do you guys have? Greasy side. Like, I mean, obviously, studio. What about you guys personally? Like movies. Like, you guys,
People-
you guys roll it.
I'm tossing mine in.
All right,
I'm
yeah,
tossing
go.
mine
Yeah,
in the
let's hear
hat.
it.
People who clap at the end of movies.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
Are you a
I-
clapper?
Oh, 100%.
Are you?
I can't see you clapping ever in life.
Yeah, never once clapped. Just stand there like a statue.
You're the person that leaves the concert like, that was great.
I mean, we
Now we
did,
need to go.
we did go to a concert recently, and I was like, you know what? I'm definitely the almost 40 old man that stands in the back and just stands there and experience. Maybe have my arms crossed.
Yep.
Just kind of bob
Looking
your head.
so
Yeah,
mad at the
bob your
world.
head.
But inside, there's like this party going on.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah,
People
best
are like,
day ever.
Everybody else is like, is he mad? What's
What's
the problem?
And it was cool too because once the song got done, I leaned over to Rex and I go, I'm going to use that in the next montage, I think. And I did too.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I put
Nice.
it in there. So
So Rex claps for you. He's like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose if I'm the more likely one to clap at a theater, even though it's not something I typically will do. Like it'd have to knock my socks off. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I did for Dune 2, but that's the last movie that really
You're like, whoa.
I saw that movie 4 times in the theater and took my mom to see it. So
Oh, now you're taking mom to get scared.
yeah, I was like, Mom, you gotta see this. So
I mean, yeah, Top Gun Maverick, that was a 5
yeah, I
time
think
in the theater.
5 times for that one.
You
but
saw
yeah.
that 5
I don't know
times.
if I've ever gone back to see a movie. I
I-
lied. I think I have.
I saw it like the Thursday before it came out, and then I went that same weekend. I waited a couple weeks. I
Wait,
saw
are
it
you with
again.
yourself though the whole time? Or are you taking people?
No, like
Okay.
each time I was with somebody,
All right,
with a
all
group,
right,
you know.
yeah.
But like even by the 5th time I saw it, and we're talking a month away from when it released, maybe
Yeah.
even further out than that, people are still clapping and cheering at the end.
What were you in that? Were you involved?
I think I definitely clapped at least one of the showings I went to.
The
for
first one
Maverick.
for sure.
I
was,
clap because of peer pressure.
You're just like, I don't
You
wanna
get
be
a crowd. It's
jerk
like I
who's
guess I
like-
gotta clap too. Yeah.
like I'm sticking
You're
them
out of
up.
spite. You're like, no.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean-
show joy.
It depends. I definitely, it's easier to get an emotional reaction out of me now
Yeah.
that I've got kids. And
Oh
it's-
yeah, they'll do that.
it just tears you up, just the simplest stuff. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch any of the Marvel stuff, but when when like
My
Infinity
husband's a
War
big
and
Marvel.
Endgame came out, and like, spoiler alert, when Tony Stark does the snap and he dies, and
Yeah.
like there were people ugly crying in
Oh,
the theater.
Yeah.
my daughter,
Listen.
my youngest daughter cries. Like Tony Stark is her guy, and I mean, she's like
Sobbing.
he dies, and I'm like, he's not a real person, and
Yeah,
she's like,
it is a
"Ah."
character.
Connected.
Yeah.
She's about to be wrecked when he's Doctor Doom here. So.
Oh yeah, she doesn't even know like how that's gonna like work and function. But thanks for telling her that. So I'll tell her. When this comes out, she's gonna be like, "Hey, Sean from the Bremen Theater." I'm like, "Sean from the Bremen Theater just lost all our business." So
I went Marvel and DC because my husband is like so big into it. Fun fact: if you didn't know anything about Josh, he knows literally every single.
which is
thing
so
that-
funny because he hates sports.
It's wild
Yeah,
how much
yeah,
he
yeah.
knows. Like he was just talking about it. Anyways, so I know some of the characters, but I don't like follow the Marvel universe much. And I went to go and see Infinity War, I think it was, with a group of friends. And I didn't know like how severe of a situation what was happening in Infinity
It's a
War.
very
And
high
at the
stakes,
end,
yeah.
they
Yeah.
were like, "What?" And I was like, "What is happening, guys?"
Yeah.
I was like, "They just look like they're having a bad time. People have bad times."
yeah, and they're like, "You're about to have bad times. 'Cause you don't know what's going on in the
Yeah.
world." Yeah,
Yeah, like I had no clue at all.
wild to me.
Yeah, I'm not a clapper at the end of movies.
All right, what about you guys? Do you have any like greasy things that you look at and you go, "Man, like as a moviegoer, this drives me crazy."
I mean, if I see a cell phone light in the same aisle I'm inhabiting or in front of me, like
Inhabiting.
it fills me with rage, like unquestionable
You should
rage.
take your shoe off and just like put it right next
even
to
if like the movie hasn't started yet.
No, like I'm
Oh, you're-
perfectly
you're-
reasonable
okay,
human
yeah.
being. If it's previews and Maria Menounos or the BMW commercial, like whatever, like I don't care
Yeah.
about that. But like if it's dark, even if it's previews, like I'm pretty gracious with previews.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And if it's like a kids movie or something, okay. But if it's like Oppenheimer and it's dark and we are like locked in and
Yeah.
I see a phone light, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, did Mama not raise you correctly?
Did your mom not take you to see
Yeah,
Terminator
Jurassic
2?
Park way
Like-
too early, and so yeah, I'm a big stickler on that. And like, I am a kid of the '90s, and we grew up. There were not cell phones,
Right,
Yeah.
so
right,
it wasn't
right.
an aspect you had to worry about
Right.
in the theater. And I am kind of I'm a movie fan. I'm a guy that goes and sees a movie 4 or 5 times in the theater. So
Yeah.
I don't like talking. But if it's a kids movie, a Marvel movie, and okay, that's perfectly
yeah,
acceptable.
yeah.
That's understandable.
But we're talking about dropping a nuclear bomb on the world.
Yeah, if I'm
like-
if I'm watching a serious movie, like, I kind of hope that the people around me are somewhat locked in, or at least respecting the artistic experience it is going to see the
yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
People throwing popcorn, people being rambunctious. Like
Yeah.
again, it kind of depends on the movie.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like I don't really
That's gotta go.
like it. But
What about you, Sean? What do you got?
I think it's the pricing that exists literally everywhere.
Yeah. That's
you
a
know,
good one.
because ultimately, like Rex and I and my 16-year-old son, we're going to go to a movie tonight. Not at our theater though.
Yeah.
Because
You're not open.
Yeah, we're not open tonight. we had to choose. And I put it up to a vote for the community. I said, Weapons is coming out, R-rated horror, or Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
You guys choose.
Our community is always
our
gonna
community
choose.
would definitely like. I mean, that's just where we live.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that, if you go back and you look at the reviews for the theater for as long as it's been around, people are asking for, I want horror movies, I want R-rated
Yeah.
stuff, and it's
Sure.
like, I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to watch a movie in the theater that they want to see.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to go watch Weapons tonight
Nice.
at one of the other theaters, and I know I'm going to just get absolutely fleeced. I know what things cost.
Yeah.
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 And I don't know if you guys saw the video that we put up, but
The popcorn video.
The popcorn
popcorn
video.
video is so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
and it's an absurd price that they charge for something that does not cost a lot of money.
At all.
Yeah, at all. Yeah.
But ultimately, I understand. Like at the theater that we have, we're not drawing salary from it.
Yeah. Mhm.
All the money we make gets reinvested into the business.
Nice.
Yeah. That's not your full time job.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't buy it to make money off of it necessarily. Like
Yeah.
I bought it because it was a life dream realized and a great opportunity to.
It's your hobby. You're
it's
making
it's
your hobby.
an awesome hobby.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
been a blast to do. So
Yeah. Okay, so it's the money side of things.
Yeah, it should. You shouldn't have to take out, like you said earlier, your second mortgage because
Yeah.
you want to take a family of 5 out to a movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder what it would have cost for the family of 11 to go out to like one of the bigger theaters. Like
Twice as much.
Oh,
Easily.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
I was gonna say almost triple. Like that's gotta be for 11 people.
My big grease is when you are around somebody that has an odor. Like that's a real hard one for me.
It can be hard, yeah.
Like you
should go to a pro wrestling show, my friend.
like yeah, I used to have a buddy and he was a UFC fight like coordinator. So like he would always say like, hey, you can come and do the thing, or and you can sit courtside, ringside, or whatever. And it was like the smells that came out of like the fight world are just, you're like, what is happening? Why am I here? But especially when you land your seat and you're there and like you're in the the best seat, and then all of a sudden like somebody sits down next to you, which is also another grease when the theater's like completely empty.
Oh,
and then the person's like
next
right
to you.
next to you.
Yeah, what is that?
Why? Like this is
You
not
had it everywhere else.
I have the same problem with men's restrooms, so it's like of all the places you could have gone, next to me is not where
there is an etiquette
be.
here after all.
Do you plant your flag, or do you say, you know what? The movie's about to start. This guy's still next to me. I'm just gonna shift
How
down a
bad
couple.
does it smell, man? How bad? Like is this gonna last the whole movie?
It's harvest season, and he's got overalls on.
Well, it's kind of like the Subway experience, right? Because when you go to Subway, you're like, if I go in, I'm gonna smell like Subway for the rest of the day. So do I really want to do this, or do I just want to get my sub and get out? Probably the same thing is true. Like, do I want to smell like this guy in harvest season for the rest of the day, or do I want to like bail out and go a different direction? So, and then I think the other factor is like, how bad do I want to see this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like you. Like, if I lock in, I don't distract me.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I'm here for this specific movie. But man, like, sometimes it's just like, what happened before you got here? You a little rough, like.
What does it bother you that I feel like anymore, like movies, all movies have like after the credits, the little like cutscene or whatever it is. Yeah. Does that drive you crazy that now people like are trained? Who was the first person to? It had to be Marvel.
I'm out unless I'm at a Marvel film. Like I'm out.
Like, was that? Would you say that's the first movie that did?
Yeah, the first Iron Man.
It, yeah.
That's the first one that really made it like appointment viewing to sit through the 8 minutes. But like, all 8 minutes of credits that you're going to watch before that, all those people are involved in the movie. You should probably recognize their contributions. But on the visual effects heavy movies, and it's just a wall of names that's and it's like I can't appreciate all those people,
At least they're at the end now instead of the beginning, because old movies it was always at the beginning.
It was at the beginning.
Yeah, and you just had to sit through it.
But ultimately what's nice for our guests is we preview everything that we're going to show, so we know if they ask, is there something else, we can tell them, no, you can safely leave.
That's kind of nice. So
That's
I could walk in
smart.
a theater and be like, hey, should I stick around for after the credits? And you guys would be like, yeah.
Yeah, like we'll happily tell you if it's worth it or not, honestly.
But
I love that.
Like-
Rex is like, no, that's bad.
But at the same time, Marvel did it in such a way that it was like, oh, they're going to reveal something big and
you kind of
important.
had to see it. It's
Yeah.
important for the next movie. So
There's a couple times, there's a Spider-Man movie where you wait through the credits and then it's this Captain America sitting there and he's like, I'm going to talk to you about patience. Sometimes it doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
The end.
It's
Yeah.
like, that was
Why did I sit here?
Yeah.
What was that for?
And Superman was the same way. There was a thing at the end, and it's just Superman and Mr. Terrific, and they're staring at the side of a building.
Glad I didn't stick around for that one.
Yeah, get out. But people stick around, and you don't want to tell them like, hey, there is something, but it's pointless.
Yeah.
If you want to see
yeah,
it,
because maybe they love it. Maybe it's going to hit for them for some reason. Maybe the dude's an architect, and he's like, look at the way they put the building back together. Like, I don't want to shortchange anybody's.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to love it. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I just feel like a lot of people like wait now.
Yeah.
And it like I don't know, it pushes back the clean time.
I mean, it
Well,
gets
that's
us home
true,
about 10 minutes later, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
like that's
It is
the
what it
love
is.
of the game. It is what it is.
Yeah.
What about okay? So owning the theater. Let's move into the graceful things. Like owning the theater. What's the best part? Like for you guys, you're looking at, hey, we have this. It's become my hobby. And sometimes when your hobbies become your job, which I'm not saying it is, but like it can really be a detrimental thing because it kind of blows it up. Because now you see behind the scenes, you see the studios, what they are paying or whatnot, but. When you guys look at the Bremen Theater, this dream come true. What's kind of some of the graceful things where you're like, man, this is the best.
For me, and this was very early in us owning it. I think it was March it was March. And they had the Academy Awards, and the director that won Best Director, Sean Baker, he's sitting there and he's talking about, he's standing. He reads a prepared speech that he did, and he says everybody's here because they love going to the movies in the theater. And, you know, independent theaters like the one that Rex and I have, they are, people are more comfortable to sit at home and watch something on streaming. But you don't have the community where you're laughing together, you're gasping
100%.
together.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me as a youth and growing up in the 90s and seeing all those like really awesome Jurassic Park and everything that came out in the 90s, it was so, it felt like an event. It felt like a communal event that you went to.
Yeah.
And it really inspired something in me that was like, this is important. This is like an important tenet in my life.
Yeah.
Is like this medium of art, and how can I be involved? And it was like, well, I'll probably never be an actor. And, you know, the further into life I got and the more like I'm in a career now, and it's like, well, am I ever gonna? And when the opportunity came up, and it's like, we can help the next generation of people that are going to find their way into this artistic endeavor, like making movies or acting in movies or being the guy that stands in the corner with the light or the microphone, whatever. You know, you go see something in the theater and it's magic.
Yeah.
It's a community event that.
So almost for you, it's kind of like owning a piece of your childhood.
Yeah. And you know,
that still resonates though.
Yeah. That one of the Marvel, the first Marvel movie we showed, Thunderbolts. You know, we had a show or two. I think it was a second showing. And during the end credit scene, people were gasping, audible gasps, and we were like, you know. And then Indiana Jones,
it's happening.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. That was our first round of applause at the end of the movie.
Man, I stick
I do
Indiana
remember
Jones.
everybody.
I can't stand that movie. There's no point to that movie whatsoever. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, we watched that with our kids like way back, and then we got to the end, and they looked at me like, "Why did you make me sit through that?" And I'm like, "This is important. It's iconic." And I'm like, "Actually, maybe it's not." You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a product of its time.
It is.
You know, it's cool because they don't have a cell phone being a focal point of the movie,
Right,
and that's something in new movies that's like,
yeah,
you know,
especially in the '90s movies, like there's nobody's walking around cell phone. If there's phone calls to be made, you got to go find like a phone booth or whatever the case is.
I did watch The Game with Michael Douglas.
Oh, what a great movie! Yeah,
and that, you know, that's an early '90s one, maybe mid '90s, but he's in his car, hands-free cell phone in his car in the '90s.
Which is so unheard
What
of.
sorcery that must have seemed like for those people.
It's true.
I mean, it's not
That's
like
the future.
Yeah, it's not like it was the Jetsons, you know, like, oh, that's this futuristic thing. It's some dude in the '90s talking in his car like we do now.
Yeah,
it was so wild to me.
it's like Dawn of the Dead explaining COVID. Like you're like, oh man,
gosh,
that's it. Yeah. So what do you got, Rex? What's like kind of some of those, you know, graceful things?
I mean, it is a life dream, or at least a couple decade dream come true.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to be able to do it with a longtime best friend. I mean, we grew up going to the movies together. That's kind of what forged.
Do you guys have other friends, or is it just you two?
We have got. I'm so blessed to have a great group of longtime friends. Some of which I've known back to elementary. He's known some since kindergarten, since the bus ride to kindergarten.
That's crazy.
And we have just maintained this really close tribe of friends that we're just blessed to have that. Honestly, we are.
Yeah.
But for us, like, it was, as you know, living here in Indiana, there's not a lot to do. Sometimes there may be more than corn, but there's not much more than corn in Indiana. So for us, it was
There's the Bremen Theater.
There is the Bremen Theater.
I'm literally looking out the window looking at corn.
Yeah.
So it was like all of our friends were going to get together. We're going to drive in our car out to the theater. We're going to get food afterward or something like that. Like I have vivid memories of going to see X-Men 2 with Sean and a couple of other friends in Sean's beat up Saturn, listening to. So like I think about that stuff and being able to share that with the next generation, being able to create that appointment viewing, I guess, in some ways is just so rewarding. Sean talked about like the clapping at the end of it. Like that's so fun to hear, even if it's not something I would do at a theater.
Yeah.
You know, you're giving people a good time. I specifically remember one of our locals came in, and they've been in a few times, and it's a mother, and she had her son with her. And I was like, oh, man, it's like my mom and
This
me
is what's happening.
when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So, like, I honestly, I get a little choked up thinking about it because it's like we're allowing that opportunity to happen for them now.
Yeah.
And it's just so... I'm I'm still the same kid I was going to movies. I'm still the same person I was growing up. And to be like, if I could tell the 10-year-old me this is what life would be,
Yeah.
I'd probably wonder why I wasn't like the starting quarterback for the world champion Indianapolis Colts or something. But if I like, well, okay, I own a movie theater and I get to share this stuff and I got great friends, like, okay, life sounds pretty good then. So I'm just grateful for how life has turned out. And
it's got to be super fun
we're
too to
doing
like
this.
watch people like come in and be like, oh, you know, like, because you guys have been doing it since February, so you're kind of starting to see faces again and again.
Yeah, we got
and
good
like,
regulars for
oh,
sure.
like, hey, good to have you back, and some of those things too as well. Did you get any feedback on the R-rated movie? Is anybody like boycotting? I
We've
can just
had
see Bremen
nobody,
people.
as far as I know, say anything negative or like I can't believe
They're
you
just like,
guys
I'm just
did
not doing
this.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like if you don't want to see that, we hope to welcome
Right.
you back the next week.
Right.
But we do want to offer something for everybody, and I mean I'm not gonna lie. A large portion of my movie viewing is horror movies, is
Sure.
R-rated stuff. It's what I grew up on. Honestly, it is.
I mean, watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so
we know where it came from. Like,
That's-
we're very aware.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, honestly. So, we didn't get any negative pushback, and we're not out to offend anybody or
Sure.
to ruffle any feathers by any means. We just want to offer cool movies to people, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
What about
within reason, of course?
What about with you guys, like being movie goers? You know, you look at the theater, art, like, what's the graceful side of that for you? Like, what do you guys look at? You're like, man, this I love this. Is it clapping at the end?
I live for that. Yes.
Yeah, maybe it's not the clapping, but you know, ultimately, it is seeing those regular customers. I know a lot of them by first name at
Yeah.
this point. You know, I won't say his name, but there's a local youth that comes in typically by himself, and it really reminds me of when Rex and I used to go to the record store and we'd hang out at Super Sounds and we'd talk with the guy that's working the counter at the record store because you know
You don't have anybody else to talk to.
yeah it was
Yeah.
cool. It was
Yeah.
this cool experience. And for Superman and again during Fantastic Four, he hung around after the movie. Like, we're cleaning, everybody else has left, and he's just hanging out talking to us.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I thought that was so cool. And, you know, I think he probably went home and was like, you're never going to guess Mom was hanging out with the theater owners and we're talking about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good for
hope-
you
hope
guys
it's
for
a good
not
time
like
for him.
moving them on either, you
Yeah.
know, because there's so many people
Yeah.
like just, hey, come on, man, you got to go. You
Yeah.
know, like, we forget the relational dynamics of
Yeah.
things all the time.
'Cause at the end of the night, like, I do a decent job with popcorn management, not overdoing it, but sometimes you overdo it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And typically we'll walk it over to Hooples or to Bud's, and the folks in the bars on Fridays
Nothing like a
and
bunch of
Saturdays,
drunk guys like,
Oh yeah,
Movie's out!
They're
We get
cheering it.
popcorn!
They're cheering for
They
it.
look forward to it every week.
I bet they do.
But you know, so that young kid was in, and I gave him a bag of popcorn. And he's just like, "Oh, this is great!" And he's hanging out, walking up and down the aisles, eating the popcorn, and
Yeah.
we're just sweeping up and doing our thing.
Nice.
I'm sure he went home and told his mom, like, "Oh, this was, you know, creating core memories for people."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll never forget growing up at the theater, and hopefully he doesn't either.
That's so true. Because, like, for me, movies have always been like an experiential thing
Yeah.
and a community thing, which is really interesting because I feel like, Jordan, every single time that we talk about something, like, we always at the end are like, but it's the community, it's the community, it's the relational
That's what makes
thing.
it life, though.
But
It's the
that
important
is,
aspect of
it
life.
is. Like, I have so many, I was just talking to one of my friends who, her husband, he grew up in Florida, but she grew up here. And his, like, goal is to go to the Bremen Theater. And I don't remember what you guys were showing when he was here. It wasn't too long ago. And I go, dude, this is it was TMNT. And I go, dude. And he's like a total nostalgia kid.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you can go and see the original TMNT in the Bremen Theater.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, we're not doing it. And he goes, can we go and sit in the seats that you and your boyfriend used to sit in?
That's hilarious.
So, like, there's all of these, like, memories tied
Yeah, yeah.
to going to the theater. I mean, like, my husband, the first movie that he put his arm around me was Click, which is, like, the weirdest movie. But, like, I have that
But it
core
matters.
memory
Yeah,
of,
it
like,
matters.
we were in the movie theater. I remember, you know, sitting in there and, like, I almost remember what part and being like, he put his arm around
Yeah.
me. Like, and so it's really cool because you guys get to create that memory. And, like, I get to now know that I can send Miles and Owen, my two kids, and as they become middle schoolers schoolers and high schoolers, then if they just want to get out of the house, they can go straight down the street, and like it's a safe place for them to go. And like by then you guys will probably know because my kids nicknames for themselves. But like then like you'll be like, hey, what's up, my like it's a relational
I know
thing.
your mom.
Yeah, like I know I've talked to your mom before. So it's really cool that you guys are creating that and allowing for those moments to happen for the next generation. I'm so excited that Miles and Owen will be able to experience the same type of middle school that I got to experience, going to Godzilla, and then going to Peel afterwards, and all of those little small town moments.
So with, we covered like the greasy and the graceful side of things, but now I'm kind of like in general questions. Just because I'm curious, like,
did you do like homework for this?
I did. Well, I've lived in Bremen for
Look at you
almost
go.
20 years. So it's Bremen, right? Like everybody talks and whatnot. So question number one is, will you guys ever modify that theater? Will you ever modify like seats, screens, sound, stuff like that? Or will you keep it kind of how it is?
Well, as it pertains to the sound, eventually that equipment's going to go belly up. That's just the nature.
It's going to age out. Yeah,
it's the nature of equipment. Eventually, the sound will be something that we look into upgrading. The projectors, we just had it maintenance. It's in good shape.
Well, I remember they raised money for that. Like there was something because it had to go to digital. This was years ago.
Yeah, back when Hino had it.
Yeah. It had to go to like I don't know. The projector had to be changed or else it couldn't play like current movies or whatever the case is.
Getting rid of 35 millimeter film, moving to digital projection.
Right.
Yeah.
So that happened.
But as far as like the seats go, I would love to do something different in there for seating, but what you start to run into is the bottleneck that you have at Movies 14 with the recliners and all that. Like you're going to go to the movies and you're going to take a nap.
I definitely have taken a full movie
okay,
nap.
so my kids are older now, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, 100%. Yeah.
And I've definitely fallen asleep a few times, not a ton, but ultimately, like when you put in those type of seats, you have less financial invest because we're using the seats that you would,
Are those the original seats to the theater?
No.
They used to be wood.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember if it was wood or not.
Yeah. So,
for those of you guys that don't know, the Bremen Theater is what I would say as close to a 90s movie theater as you could probably get.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're modeled it after.
Yeah, like the chairs are like the flip down, theater style chairs. Screen's a little far out, because of the way that the building is built.
Yeah.
Like you really can't get away from that. Projector quality is fine. When I say sound, if you're there, it just doesn't sound like Movies 14, or a big movie theater. But that's just because the way the building is constructed and stuff like that. Some of that stuff you guys can't do really anything about.
It's just the nature of where we're at in the community, and we love the fact that we are a community theater and that we're not one of the big guys.
Right.
Because the community's got something special, honestly, as we're Elkhart natives, and we just lost our theater in Elkhart.
Yeah.
So it's really sad to see it tore down.
Yeah, they bulldozed it.
Yeah.
So you guys have something special here, and we're just happy to be the stewards of it for as long as we own it, however that may be. But yeah, it is a big investment for that kind of stuff. General upgrades through the building, as finances allow, we will be upgrading stuff here and there.
Do you guys have an apartment above that or no?
It's an attic.
Is it? Because most of for those that don't live in Bremen, most of the downtown, like I remember when you owned the Mean Bean, like there's an apartment up over top of that.
I lived there for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys don't have one over there.
It's definitely an attic. All the ducting from the HVAC system that's on the roof drops down through there. It would probably be a $250,000 investment to make that into a space that A, is livable, and B, didn't seem like it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to live above a theater. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What is,
Have your floor around
to kind of land the plane, bring it down before we close everything up, what is one thing that you guys wish people knew that they have no idea about when it comes to either the theater experience or you guys owning a theater? Like, what's the one thing that would people just be like, you're like, yeah, I wish they knew this? It's a tough question.
I mean, I think the studio constraints and just in order to be a good partner with the studios and maintain those business relationships, just what it takes to do that, and that we don't have the the full flexibility all the time that we would love to have.
I love the transparency with the 2 weeks because
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, like, and we want to be open and transparent with the just realities we have to deal with, and
Yeah.
that's kind of why I hope to keep our ticket prices low for as long as humanly possible, because that mostly goes to the studio anyway. I'm not into giving the man, quote unquote, more
Yeah.
money. Like,
Yeah.
they're doing fine. Those studios make tons of money.
Yeah.
They don't need to make money off of our community as much, and we can offer a good value for that, I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think if people could understand the realities of dealing with studios, the realities of dealing with vendors and stuff like that, just if you've ever run a business, you probably have a good understanding of that kind of stuff already.
The
but
bar across the street could care less as long as you keep feeding
feeding
them
them
popcorn.
popcorn. But yeah, I'd say the big thing is the studios. That's-
Very good popcorn.
It is. I put our popcorn up against anybody. But yeah,
They're,
studio
they're
stuff
like,
is
hey,
odd.
man, I've never been there, never seen a movie, but I'm at the bar on a Friday night. at
With
10.
popcorn, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. It's just if the people could understand, the studios are huge, giant corporate Goliaths owned by some of the biggest companies in the world with more money than just about anybody else, and we are a little operation.
Yeah.
We're two guys and a couple of teenagers and Sean's wife that trying to
And a
make
dream.
it happen. Yeah, and it's truly a dream trying to make it happen. So we're a David dealing with the Goliath of those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean?
Ultimately, I think Rex really nailed it. I do want people to understand how it works. I don't feel like there's a reason to gatekeep the information. That's why if you guys follow the Facebook page, which everybody definitely should, you'll know what's coming and when. And I post videos on there all the time where